Hey there, YTPC. Let me adjust in just a little bit. Michelle Baruch coming at you from yet again another rainy day, though it's not absolutely pouring like it was during my last video. So I've been putting it off just because it's a very ambitious video I want to make here. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. I have debated with myself on how I wanted to do this. I was kind of tempted to do some homework. I actually usually do a little bit of homework before I do reviews. I don't quite go into almost any review completely blind, but I don't think I want to do that this time. The only thing that I did to do homework on this review was to check the ingredients. So what am I doing today? I've got 3 tobacco. You can see the title. I have 3 tobaccos I'm doing side by side. I've got my Bengal slices. Now I've had this tin or this jarred up since my 6th video, so sometime in April. Bengal slices, which is Black Cavendish, Latakia, Oriental, and Virginia, side by side with the Fusilier's Ration, which was created by Fusilier to compete with or be reminiscent of the Bengal slices. And it has the exact same ingredients: unsweetened Black Cavendish, Latakia, Oriental, and Virginia. And then sent to me by Morgan Steele, because he wanted to see me compare them, I have the bulk Fusilier's Ration Special Reserve, which I think Pipes and Cigars are the only people who put it out. If you like Fusilier's Ration, look into it, because obviously as a bulk, it's a lot less expensive. It comes in a nice brick, it comes in a nice crumble cake, like a full cake, instead of the slices like both Bengal slices and Fusilier's Ration come. I'm not gonna pull out the tobaccos here and show you. That would be another thing that would just make this video very long. I don't want to do that. I did take some pictures and put them on my Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, look there for them. If you don't, I use the same name on Instagram that I use here, so go find me and you can see the pictures. So I've got 3 fairly comparable pipes. They're all Greybows. So I've got the Greybow Starfire with the Bengal slices, the red Viscount for the Fusilier's Ration, red ration. That's how we're going to remember this. And then green, this is also a Viscount, though it's more of a Dublin-y shape. This is the Special Reserve, so I don't have a mnemonic for that. Go green, go special, I don't know. So, Bengal slices, Fusilier's Ration, Fusilier's Ration Special Reserve. I don't have any coffee or beer with me today, just some nice palate cleansing cool water. And I have done a quick charring light on all of them. My lighter is acting up, so I hope that also doesn't make this video a lot longer. So let's get into it. These are all Englishes, and let's hit it. Now, the Bengal slices has always been one of my favorites. It was the first Latakia bomb I think I ever tried. I know that in my video that I did for it originally, way back months ago, Really, the only thing I had to compare it to was early morning pipe. And of course, they don't compare. So this is, it's got a smoky Latakia. It's very smoky, a little citrusy. It has that sweetness and creaminess that I'm guessing come from the regular black Cavendish that's in it. I do remember originally finding a lot of citrus notes in this when I tried it for the first time. I don't know if I'm tasting that today. And I've had it, you know, in between, obviously. Seems to come and go a little bit for me on the Bengal slices. There is a sourness to it, and a like a tangy sourness. But also a sweetness. It's a really pleasant smoke. It is not quite the Latakia bomb that I would discover in things later like Pirate Cake, etc. Has a great retrohale though. I do have to say, I don't know if I detect a lot of the Virginias. There is a slight sourdough quality to it, but a slight licorice or anise, slight, mostly in the nose. But a really, really enjoyable, creamy on the mouth, smoky, slightly sweet, enjoyable, satisfying blend. So, get a little water here. Now, I do wonder, since I jarred that up and, you know, it's had a little more drying time, it's nowhere near as moist as it used to be, if that's affected the flavor in any way. Like I said, I used to detect a pretty discernible, like orange peel, like orange oil kind of flavor that I don't know if I detect anymore. Although maybe I just tend to assault my senses with Latakia so much these days, perhaps I've lost that sensitivity. That's a thought. So, moving on to the Fusilier's Ration, which is Russ Ouellette's attempt to pay homage, I don't want to call it a copy, to Bengal slices, although I'm going to guess that maybe he was trying to homage the earlier Bengal slices. So why would you pay an homage to something that's still in production? That's a guess. Put a comment below if you actually know what inspired Russ to create this. Anyway. So this has a lot of the same tastes that you would expect. They have the same ingredients, though undoubtedly from different sources, processed in different ways, and there's no way that they're in the same proportions. The smoke output on this is a lot creamier, a lot more smoky, which, if I understand correctly, I may be wrong, again is a little more Cavendish. Cavendish, I think, is used in part to cool things down and to give you a slightly better smoke, much in the way Burley might. It isn't any sweeter than the Bengal slices, but it is more sour, and in a good way. This is a lot more tangy, more lemony, and tart, like sourdough. There's something different about the retrohale too. The retrohale is less of those like floral, like flavoring notes, and more smoky. I think the two flavors are pretty comparable for the most part. This one's just a little, a little more zesty. A little more lemon juicy. They're really close. The mouthfeel is very similar. Neither the Bengal slices or the Fusilier's Ration are spicy at all. There's no spiciness, no black pepper. Slightly sweet, smoky, citrusy, and more citrusy on the regular Fusilier's Ration. Now here's the special thing. This was gifted to me. Let's see if I can. Oh, looks like my bit's gone out of whack again. These things just spin on you. These old Gravos. This was gifted to me by Morgan Steele, very, very kindly, so that I could compare the two. Now, Fusilier's Ration Special Reserve does have, obviously it's a special reserve, does have a different formula to it. So it's the same ingredients. It's still the Cavendish, Latakia, Oriental, and Virginia, but they've added some aged Virginias. Now, I could only find reference to what was different about it on the Pipes and Cigars website in the description, the product description. And they mentioned the matured Virginias. And from what I can see, that's all there is. There are no reviews of it on tobaccoreviews.com. That's often where I go to find what the ingredients to something are. And I don't really see any reviews here in the YTPC. So I'm sure somebody has. I just didn't do a thorough enough search. So here we go with the Special Reserve. So let me. Okay, it's maybe a placebo effect, but this has noticeable Virginias in it. It is still very smoky. In some ways, I would almost say that it's smokier. I don't know if maybe they upped the Latakia just a little bit to offset some of the Virginias, but it's not as sour, it's not as tangy. It's a little sweeter. A lot earthier. A lot earthier. And there's something I can't put my finger on. That's none of those things. It's in the retrohale. It's a floral, like a perfumey quality. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like perfume. Very light mouthfeel. Maybe even a little honey. Just a little bit. Yeah, a little more honey, or a little bit of honey, a little more grassiness, a little more sweetness. And that perfume keeps hitting me. I like it. I like it. I think my friends that are bigger Virginia fans than I am will probably like that more than me. I like it a lot, but yeah, something about that one floral note. You'll notice that I don't do a lot of Virginias. I think they're great. Actually, I think they're great. I don't want to diss Virginias. I'm just more of a smoky guy. And the other night, last night, the night before, I was smoking some cask number 4, which I thought was just amazing. But you know, it's more of a treat for me. It's not my everyday kind of thing. Like, a lot of my friends seem to be really into the various Virginias. Oh, here we go. See, I told you this was acting up. It's a cheap lighter. So going back to the Bengal slices, without having cleansed my palate. Okay. Smokier. More Latakia-y, more Cyprian Latakia. A little bit of sourness, and I don't think I'd noticed this before. Little bit of chocolate. Cocoa. And I'll take one last stab at the regular Fusilier's ration. So we're going to clock in at about 20 minutes in a second. Okay, this may be the end. It's full. There we go. So, throw away all of my thoughts about palate. If it just comes down to a review of which one I like the best, it's Fusilier's Ration. Fusilier's Ration by Hearth and Home is the winner of the 3-way taste test. It's just a lot more complex. Has a lot more range you know, from the smoky to the sour. It's just got a lot going on. It's very pleasurable. Okay. Sorry for the extremely long video. This was as short as I could figure out how to make it. I hope that, I know that wasn't particularly in-depth, but I hope you enjoyed that. Now, of course, I have to smoke these 3 pipes. So you guys have a great rainy Sunday wherever you are. Stay dry. It mellowed out while I was talking, and now it's pouring again. So, don't know how I'm going to get back into the house. Have a great Monday holiday. Sei gesund.